Hey everyone, Aussie Viking here for another video. Sorry it's been a while, I did only one last week, but it was a big one and I did do a lot of research and stuff. But this week you'll get a few more, at least 2, possibly 3. So this one is going to be about Star Wars. I'm going to have 2 of these videos to be about Star Wars, of course. And this is something that I've been thinking about for a while. Actually, I've been thinking about this since 2015 to an extent. But looking at it all now, especially after The Last Jedi, it's the new Disney extended universe. So when Disney bought Star Wars, they deleted the whole old extended universe and created a new one. And I gotta say, that was the dumbest fucking decision they've ever made. Because I was rereading the Mara Jade and Luke wedding, which I absolutely love. It's fantastic. It's like the Superman Lois Lane wedding comic book, and it's fantastic. And I thought to myself, oh man, I really love this book. Oh wait, it's gone. It's not canon anymore. And while if you want to stick with Legends, you can. There's a good chance that Disney won't create more Legend stories, which actually really sucks because I think in terms of characters and story, the old extended universe is actually better. Why? Well, we have to go back to The Force Awakens. Now, I think this is the worst Star Wars film for this kind of main reason of how they started the new universe. We are 30 years after Return of the Jedi, and The Force Awakens starts off a universe where it shits completely on Return of the Jedi's ending. First up, Return of the Jedi. It showed and told us that, you know what? You're going to get more Jedi. Everything after Return of the Jedi always seemed to go for, you will get more Jedi. It's said by Yoda, it's in the title, Luke becomes a Jedi. It seems very similar to the fact that he is now going to become a Jedi Master and train more Jedi. The Empire is defeated, so we think, okay, the Empire's defeated, all gone. If there's any more darkness, it would probably come from the outer regions, which they sort of dealt with, but yeah. But what do we get? We get the First Order, which has Death Star 2.0. It has ships that are massively larger than anything the Empire had. It has power and dominance that really makes no fucking sense. I'm sorry, I'm going to get pretty angry over this because this is one of the main reasons that really ticks me off. It makes no sense. How does a remnant of the Empire become a dominant power that is stronger than a republic that was reformed? And it's like, you'd think the republic would be like, you know what, that Empire business, we don't want that to happen again. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to build our ranks up, build our power up, have a Jedi Order, and we're going to save and protect this galaxy. Nope! That's all thrown out the fucking window. What do we get instead? We get Mary Sue Ray. We get the Order that's shit at having its own stormtroopers. We have a universe that is 30 years after Return of the Jedi, and all we get is chrome on every single ship that is slightly thinner and probably has a gun here or there. That's the difference. There is no imagination. It doesn't make much sense. It's just low-key dumb. But then you look at the old Legends universe. Luke becomes a Jedi Master. His sister becomes a Jedi, Leia, which is awesome. Luke falls in love with Mara Jade, gets married, has a child. Han and Leia have 3 children, 2 boys, 1 girl. One turns to the dark side, Jason, which is awesome. Jaina becomes a great Jedi Knight as well, and Anakin does too. That was great. We have different changes to the rules as well. So when Luke creates his Jedi Order, he looks at the old order and goes, look at all the mistakes they made. I will fix this. And they do. Marriage is now legal. Marriage is now legal in the Star Wars universe for Jedi. They can fall in love. They really balance it all out. Even the Sith have to change, which is beautiful. The one Sith in Legacy is one of the best things ever. I love Legacy. Check it out. It happens 200 years, I think. No, 120 years, I believe, after the fall of the first Death Star. And then what happens is it takes place with Cade Skywalker, who's a mercenary drug addict who doesn't want anything to do with the Skywalker lineage, and it's fantastic. But it's now non-canon because of Disney, because fuck them. So, just comparing what we know so far from the old Legends to now, the old Legends already beats it. Okay, so first up, the remnants of an empire makes sense. I understand that, but so far it makes no sense in the films, which it kind of should, because we don't know how or why they gained this power. You can make it very simple. They went to the outer regions where Snoke was. Snoke had an army of whatever, and they brought their forces together. Bam, you got a powerful thing. But we don't. We don't get any of that. We just see a remnant of the Empire that's the Empire now. beforehand, we had things like the Yuuzhan Vong, we had Sith, we had... I can't remember if the Fell Empire was after or during this, but we had things like that. We had so much good. We still had crap, don't get me wrong. Abeloth was terrible. Absolutely terrible, and it really made you go, what the hell is this story? But we had so many great things as well. What Disney should have done, it's wiping the old canon in a way was fine, but you should have taken the best bits, and they are sort of doing that. Thrawn's back, he's amazing. We got really good new Vader and Luke stories in between 3 to 4, 4 to 5, and 5 to 6, which is fantastic. Please read them, they're fantastic. But what comes afterwards is just crap, and really could have been better. You know what they should have done? Force Awakens should have been about the Skywalker family. If you're going to finish the Skywalker family off, while I like Kylo, while I like Ben Solo, in a way, it's like, why not just have a Skywalker? I mean, I know he's got the bloodline of the Skywalker in him, because his mum, more or less, is a Skywalker, but it's like, why not they should have followed the Skywalkers from the Legends. You could have had Rey still, but you should have had it where, in this universe, Luke creates his Jedi Temple. It gets attacked by Kylo and his Knights of Ren, and the First Order, which is a mix of, say, the Old Empire remnant and something new. You could have it that Jedi died, but a lot of Jedi escaped. You know, very similar to how it was in 3, how all the Jedi were wiped out except for a select few, and they went into hiding. You could have done that. Jedi went into hiding. It's 5-10 years after that massive massacre on a very big planet. And then what happens? One day on Jakku, or a place like Jakku, Rey, who's scavenger, meets up with Jaina or Jason Solo, or both, on the run. She helps them out and stuff, and they go, oh, you're a Force sensitive. And then you could go on from there. You could still have the Force connection between Kylo and Rey. You could still have Snoke. You could still have the First Order, but it'd make more sense. You could have Luke as a Jedi Master, like they wanted to see him. You could have Leia as a Jedi Master. You could actually have a lot of great stuff. But what do we get? We get Han Solo just not being a good father, going back to smuggling, which made no sense. We have no Jedi Order. It was completely wiped out by one guy who is very strong on the Force. I understand that, but still, you got just a remake of Episode 4. You've got a Mary Sue main female character. You got crap. You get... and if you like the extended universe that Disney's created, that's fine. I actually do as well, at least up to... from Episode 3 to 7, to 6. Those in between stories are fantastic. After 7, however, they're quite bad and boring. Some good ones, I mind you, but they're just boring. And it all started from Episode 7. The way that started a new, fresh universe or time period, era for Star Wars is fucking terrible. And just to think how it could have been, it's scary and boring and annoying, and I don't know. I really wish they could have made it better. And what do we get now? We get nothing. We got Luke is now dead. The Last Jedi is now Rey. Now, a lot of fans have been speculating that the really cool part, the old legends, the really cool legends that we got from having children to like the Yuuzhan Vong and all that, to more Sith and all that, that was basically, from what a lot of fans are saying, is they cut that bit out. They've moved it to the sequel characters. So the sequel characters seem to now become the ones that go through that journey. Rey's now the Last Jedi. She's going to now start a new Jedi Order, and they'll probably learn from the mistakes of the old Jedi Order. She's probably going to fight the Vong. She's probably going to have kids. She's probably going to have a big order. She's going to be the one that has to fight the one Sith. Like, it really seems like they're really like, fuck the OT characters, fuck their legends, fuck their old extended universe stories. They're great universe stories, at least. You know what we're going to do? We're going to kill them off in each film, and we're going to give those really cool legend stories to this new set of characters, where Rey's a fucking Mary Sue and fucking boring as shit. Poe is fun. I like Poe, but we don't really know much about him unless you read the old comic books where his mum and dad were pilots at the Battle of Endor, which was really awesome. And they kind of had sex that night, as you would, after defeating the Emperor and stuff. And he was, conceived on the night of Endor, which is a little trivia for you. He's cool. And then you got Finn, who, somehow turned from a dispensary guy, cleanup guy, to a soldier, to a rebel, which, you know, he's no Kyle Katarn, let's put it that way. He ain't no Kyle fucking Katarn. Who's now non-canon? Yeah. Now, this could be me ranting because I love the old extended universe, and I do. I loved it. There was a lot of crap in it, but there was a lot of good, and it really seems to me that Disney really dropped the ball on how the extended universe could have been. Lucas seemed that before he sold sells to Disney, he seemed to have the right idea. He seemed that he wanted to take the best of the old universe, change it slightly, and give it to us. And I say that because the Clone Wars. In the Clone Wars, the unreleased episodes, they were going to do a Yuuzhan Vong one. A small scout ship of the Yuuzhan Vong comes into this galaxy during the Clone Wars, and Anakin and Obi-Wan, I believe, find them, and stuff happens and stuff. Except Lucas was going to change it up. He was going to say, Yuuzhan Vong can now use the Force. I mean, here's the thing. A lot of people are going to say, oh, but Lucas said he didn't like the universe and all that, the other legends. He didn't like it. Things change. People changed their minds. It's quite possible Lucas went, you know what, during Clone Wars, I actually like those stories. Change them slightly to what I like, but for the most part, I like that. I really feel like that's what he would have done. But no, what do we get? Just crap. I mean, in my perspective, you know, don't get me wrong. The universe, this new extended universe, hasn't even reached its full potential yet. It could still happen. But in terms of things you liked, we probably aren't going to get, like, Ben is probably hasn't got a sister and a brother somewhere out in the galaxy. I mean, it would be cool, but I doubt it. Especially in, like, the third film. Like, introducing them in the third film would make no sense. And it is annoying, because that was a great dynamic. The old universe had a great dynamic of the Skywalkers still failing, knowing their potential with Vader and Anakin, but they worked on it, you know, they fought for it, and they were such really good characters. Now they're just memories in the wind, you know. Disney could try to fix this slightly, so they could pull in Ahsoka. So Ahsoka was introduced in Clone Wars, and now she's an integral part of the canon, Star Wars canon, but she wasn't mentioned in the movie, so it's quite possible that at the very least you could say Luke did fall in love and get married to Mara Jade. Luke did have a child or children, and they either died or they, you know, went off and did their own thing. That's entirely possible. And to be truthful, I think the best way to do that would be with what happens in The Last Jedi with Kylo or Ben Solo. So to me, I was fine with what Luke went through in Last Jedi, but I feel like it needed that little bit of a push. So for me, that moment, and obviously spoilers, when Luke is looking over Ben and he's looking at his lightsaber and he has that moment of, oh, I've lit my lightsaber. To me, that would have made more sense if we had a flashback to, say, a year before that moment, and Mara Jade and either a son or a daughter or both are in a situation where Ben can save them, but he gets drawn to the dark side. You know, he hears Snoke, he feels the dark sided, or he massacres these people instead of helping out Luke's wife and children. So Luke sees that, he can sense that, and he loses his wife. And then you have a year later, he's got a year of just, you know, reminded of what he lost and stuff. And then you could have had a moment where he feels the darkness in Ben growing and growing. So that's when he does it. That would make more sense. If Ben was the reason he lost his wife and a child or both again, that would make more sense as to why he feels the darkness growing in him. That would make more sense as to why he's got his lightsaber out and he's like, can I do it? Can I kill my sister's son? To me, that would have made more sense and would have been a far interesting story than what we got now. And it's annoying because there's so many changes that could have been done to Disney's canon that would have made this very top tier. Take all the best from one end, take the best from this new end and whack them together. But they obviously haven't done that. So I guess the idea of all this is, what is your view on it all? Do you like the old extended universe? Do you like the new extended universe? Do you wish that there was a combination, amalgamation as it were, of both universes that really should have been and such? So yeah, Aussie Viking out, still in Valhalla. Bye.